Well, I would like to thank Rigo Luparo and the Roaring Fork Conservancy for providing lunch for us today. Thank you very much. And I also have a special thank you to confer to the entire group. The entire grouse population is thankful that Rico's here today because that means he's not out there bothering the birds. So that's just their way of saying thank you. And this is our small way of saying thank you. There's even more to come. I'm sure you'll be overwhelmed. But Rico, just a little appreciation from us. And you can share this with your table.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rico. Now, it's our pleasure to introduce our prospective board members who are able to be with us today. I'd like to start with Brian Epstein with the Stream and Lake Protection Program with the Colorado Water Conservation Board, Department of Natural Resources. Brian, would you share a few stories? Now, here's one thing that I found very interesting that I learned about Brian is that he's actually studying Portuguese. So that means there are at least two people in this room that are prepared to speak Portuguese. Okay, let's have a show of hands. Who speaks Portuguese here? All right, we got two. Yeah. 25.
Oi, eu sou Brian. When I was approached, I was really humbled because I believe that Colorado is a bottom-up state. The best things that happen in Colorado come from the grassroots, come from the bottom up. So that's one thing that's always excited me about what the Watershed Assembly does. And so when I was approached, I was like, wow, an opportunity to labor and service the grassroots. And so that's what I will do if I'm on your board. And so I thought I'd start with just an appreciation for the River Watch program. I grew up in Michigan, and when I was 10 or 11, the lake that we lived in, the county health department put up no swimming sign, and they had to investigate a fluorescent alkyl pollution. And from that point, we spent day and night. You would hear mothers calling to get us back from the lake to come to dinner. And so that was like kind of a seminal event in my young life. And it made me want to keep the waters healthy so that kids can play, there's fear around water, it's clean, healthy, available for humans and the environment. And that event sent me to Michigan State to study some environmental science and policy. And my career trajectory has continued along those lines in one way or another. I started out remediating contaminated sites, got really sick of being around contaminated sites all the time, decided to switch it up a little and move into more surface water protection. And it's been really rewarding, and I look at this group and this opportunity as another step along the way to give in service of an environment we can all be proud of, a Colorado we can all be proud of. So again, I'm humbled and thankful that you invited me, grabbed me. I'd love to get to know every one of you, and I'm here.
Thank you very much, Brian. I would like to introduce Zach Smith, who, along with Brian Epstein, successfully completed the Water Leaders course this summer. So we have two bona fide water leaders in them. Sarah Parmar was also in that class. So we really are blessed this year. Zach is staff attorney with the Colorado Water Trust, and I am going to leave it to Zach to talk more about his experience and background and interest in the Watershed Assembly. Zach, come on up.
Colorado some others.
One other.
Been at the trust for 4 years. It was my first job out of law school. And before that, I got to live in Paonia and write for High Country News. Awesome. So I saw at that point, when I was kind of kicking around the state, asking lots of different people lots of different questions. What things that were important to them, and certainly water was always one of them, and high quality water. And after years of writing about how local people were doing great stuff, I got tired of just writing about it. I wanted to do, and so that's one of the reasons I went back to law school, and one of the reasons I was so excited to be nominated today to be on the board. It's just more sort of doing, protecting Colorado's water's quantity and quality. And some of my hopes for, well, I'm excited about sort of this moment because I think there's a conflict with, we're on the brink of a horizon. There's lots of different ideas. Just in the short discussions we've had at our table, already heard a lot of ideas for what the Watershed Assembly can bring to the local watershed group. I know that from the trust perspective, we have lots of ideas as well. So I appreciate all the conversations I've had with staff and the board members already. Look forward to the future after we're accepted. So thank you all very much.
I was like, for somebody else to get up and say something. Sorry. That's me, right? All right. Last but certainly not least, I would like to introduce Kelly Heaney. You probably all know Kelly. Is there anybody here who doesn't know Kelly? Kelly knows everybody and has been already very helpful making introductions for me, so thank you, Kelly, for that. Kelly lives in Steamboat, and so we get some nice broad diversity of board participation, statewide participation, and is currently environmental specialist working for the Shell Oil Exploration and Production Company, but does many other things as well, and does them very well. So Kelly, come on up, please talk to us.
I was all excited to get up here and tell you guys about how great it is that, or how excited I am to be on the board and to represent the Yampa Basin that gets forgotten about all the time. And then I had to follow Zach, who's done more for the Yampa Basin than anybody. And I don't know how many of you are probably all familiar with the work that he did to help enhance midstream flows for the Yampa. But anyway, that was great, Zach, so thank you for that. Save our ribbons. Anyway, I'm tickled to death to be a part of this group. I started coming to the conference a few years ago, and thanks to just the mentorship of a lot of the folks in this room, that helped me to pull together a watershed group for our own basin, the Upper Yampa Watershed Group, that's in its second, third year. And thanks to Jackie Brown, sitting right here, who's our watershed coordinator, and is doing a really great job with that. And the Yampa Basin, sometimes we're pretty independent-minded, and we're far away from Denver and a lot of the other watershed groups. So I'm great to kind of bring our northwest corner of the state into the fold and participate in the Watershed Assembly. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for including me. And a little bit about my background. I do a lot of environmental consulting, water quality, and I did work for the Forest Service for a while doing hydrology, and of course now I'm an environmental specialist for a large oil company. But, anyway, I'm really excited to be a part of this group, so thank you all.